Welcome to the official YouTube channel for the Colin Cowherd podcast. Go on, hit the subscribe button. There you go, right down there. If you want to be among the first to hear my weekly takes, NFL, college football, more, right there. Hey, I want you to grab your smartphone and download the Game Time app. It's really valuable. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks. Makes getting tickets for your favorite live events even easier. And it was easier before. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats. You don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Take the guesswork out of buying concert tickets with Game Time. So just download the Game Time app. It'll take you 90 seconds. Create an account. Please use the code Colin. Colin, that's me. That'll get you $20 off your first purchase. Pretty cool. Terms apply. Create an account. Redeem code Colin, $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game Time. All of these Saturday and Saturday night college football reactions presented by JLab. I'm wearing my JLab earbuds right now. They're awesome. They have the best audio products in the game. They're ready to take care of you this football season. Okay, whether you're traveling to watch your favorite team play, or just streaming the game at home, find the blue box. That's how I first found it at an airport, Logan Airport in Boston. Find the blue box at Walmart, Target, Best Buy, and more, or just visit JLab.com. Their price point's really good. Hi, everybody. It's time for a Saturday reaction. Yeah, I'm working Saturdays. Now, I'm a little scruffy today. As you can see, I was out working out today and watching the game first on my phone. And then the last three quarters, I'm sitting at home, and Alabama's Alabama. I mean, Nick Saban to Kalen DeBoer is going to be one of the all-time great pivots. And by the way, through the years, Ohio State's had some, great coach to great coach. Oklahoma's done it a few times. But even for the great programs like a Texas or a Michigan, sometimes you have a great coach, then you give the job to his top assistant, and it just doesn't go anywhere. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I tend to be like, if you've created a legendary program, then you go, Michigan, Ohio State, and Oklahoma, USC, Alabama, certainly. They're just too big to give to an assistant, unless you have like a Steve Sarkisian, which Bama had for a brief time, but he went and took the Texas job, right? So Kalen DeBoer is a phenomenal coach. He got Washington into a national championship game last year. Now, they had some really good offensive pieces. Michael Penix, the receivers. They didn't have NFL bodies on defense. Think how many great college football programs. There's 130, 131. There's 8 to 10 stacked rosters every year. NFL bodies both sides. Washington didn't have that on the defensive side, and they played for a national championship and beat Texas badly in the semifinal game. So this guy is really, really good. I think strategically and player development, he is every bit as good as Saban. Now, Saban may be a better recruiter. Nick's got a certain persona. You see it on game day. I mean, Nick's great, the all-time best coach. But I think you could have a best coach ever into best coach in college football with Kalen DeBoer. I think that highly of him. And Jalen Milroe is a fascinating player. I don't know if he's an NFL prospect. Here's what I know. He throws the prettiest, most accurate deep ball more consistently than anybody right now in college football. And, he's going to have, Ryan Williams on the other end of those things. So, but Saban did something amazing, and Kalen DeBoer, I'm sure he'll hit on it, is that Nick did a really good job to pivot when defense was running the sport to offense. Ohio State and Bama are wide receiver U right now, and Bama's always got guys on the other end. Can they develop quarterbacks? Now, they've won national titles with okay quarterbacks, but the game is becoming NFL college, more quarterback-centric, more offensive. And Kalen DeBoer, I don't know what Jalen Milroe is as a pro prospect. I know as a college quarterback, he is exactly what Alabama needs. He's athletic. Okay, in the SEC, he can't be a sitting duck in the pocket. The kid can move around, and he throws a gorgeous deep ball. It's so pretty. And this is a really good year for the SEC in terms of quarterback play. I think the Big Ten stacked, but the quarterback play, Michigan's going to be down at quarterback. I like Ohio State's quarterback. I like Oregon's. I like USC's. We'll wait to see on Washington to make a big judgment on them. But I think the SEC's got some really good quarterbacks, and Jalen Milroe is one of those. Wisconsin's in a really interesting spot. So I think the playoff is good for Wisconsin. I think they need it because I never saw them as a playoff team having to go through Ohio State, Michigan, and Penn State, which always just recruited better players than Wisconsin. The state of Wisconsin doesn't have many Division I guys. I don't know how many you have on annual year, 10, 12 maybe. Washington State maybe has 10 to 12. You got to get a great coach and have big boosters in this era to get to a 4-team playoff with Wisconsin or a Washington, level of in-state recruiting. Now, Washington obviously has the advantage, the proximity to California, where they take half their class or more. So that's always boosted Washington significantly. But now Wisconsin, now you add USC, which has better players than Wisconsin. That's the next game the Badgers play in a couple of weeks. And now you add Oregon, which because of Phil Knight is infused with huge NIL money, top 5 NIL money in college football. So now Oregon gets better players than Wisconsin and Penn State and Michigan and Ohio State on an annual basis. Whereas Wisconsin's going to sort of recruit in the Washington level. So then you get down to having the 6th or the 7th best roster on an annual basis. So I think it's going to be, and I truly believe, I had this conversation with somebody at the gym today, that Notre Dame eventually, over the course of time, will join the Big Ten. I think the ACC is going to unravel. I think Florida State, Clemson, they're going to head to the SEC. My guess is over time, and Notre Dame, academically, it's a good fit with the Big Ten. There's a lot of money in the Big Ten. I think they like the Big Ten. Stanford thinks the Big Ten wants them, but what the Big Ten wants is Stanford-level academics, Notre Dame, but they want the football program and the identity and the marketing of Notre Dame. So that's not going to help Wisconsin. So Wisconsin's in a tough spot, and you saw it today. There was 2 moments in this game that really defined Wisconsin and Alabama. End of the first half, Alabama has no time on the clock. Boom, 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 touchdown. 3 big plays, touchdown. Because they have so many playmakers. They're an elite recruiting school. Wisconsin's most impressive drive was the 17-play drive. And that's how Wisconsin doesn't have layer after layer of wide receiver running back talent. So they have to just pound on you and lean on you. And a 17-play try is great. But a 17-play drive, how many times a game can you do it? How many times a year can you do it? You're going to have penalties. You're going to have fumbles. You want to be able, at college and pro football, to score multitude of ways. You want to be able to have a run game. You want to be situationally smart. You want to be able to go over the top. And that's what the top programs in the country can do. The top 7, 8, 9 programs can do because they have multiple playmakers. They've got NFL bodies both sides. They've got, like Wisconsin may have at any one time a really good running back and a strong tight end. Okay, maybe one great receiver, you roll over coverage, take him out of the game. So Alabama's ability to strike at the end of the first half, that's Alabama, that's Georgia, that's Texas. That's what the top teams can do. That's Ohio State. Wisconsin doesn't have that kind of personnel, so they got to grind stuff out. And I think you ask a lot of a program when you have to score on long drive after long drive after long drive. So this game was, now Georgia is Alabama's next game. That's Alabama a couple of weeks to prepare, playing Georgia. That's going to be a good football game. That's a top 3 or 4 football game of the year. Georgia plays Texas later. They play Alabama early. So Georgia's going to earn their way into that playoff. They can split those games. I on FS1, I have my Big Ten bets of the week. I really like the over in Bama, Wisconsin today, and it hit. I think in the third quarter it hit. But I think Wisconsin's always been a really proud program, great fans, amazing support, tremendous athletic department, and Luke Fickell is more than capable of winning 9-10 games a year. But boy, you put him up even at home against an Alabama, there's a big gap. And I think you're going to see a gap like that, maybe not as great, but you're going to see a gap against USC and Ohio State. I think Penn State's got really, really good defensive talent. It's going to be hard to move the ball for Wisconsin against the Nittany Lions. So that's what we got today. On Saturday, I'm going to try to, on most weekends, give you a little updates and thoughts on what we're seeing. I know I'm a little scruffy today. Hey, you're tossing around iron. You're throwing weights all over the gym. I can't come in here looking like Pierce Brosnan, all right? You get what you get, okay? Talk soon.